Why is YouTube turning into a battlefield for some of its biggest stars? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's episode. And we wonder if this backlash is fair, is it deserved, and are these creators just making mistakes that we need to learn from as creators ourselves? So in talking about controversy and backlash, Grant, what's kind of like the biggest one that pops into your head at this moment?
So for me, the biggest is all of MrBeast's controversies that have kind of been pooled into one at this point. I don't think anything too new has happened recently, but as far as what's important to YouTube, is it fair, is it not, is less important than how is this affecting YouTube? MrBeast really set the stage for everybody for the last several years. He was the golden boy, and in many ways he still is, but now he went from being a sort of a god to a very successful human, right? Because of these controversies. And I think what these have done is made YouTube a little bit of a different place. Now MrBeast doesn't feel as untouchable, and I think in turn the MrBeastification of YouTube is less normal now. I don't know if you've noticed this, but it seems like less people are trying to copy MrBeast now versus even 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I just think the game has changed. MrBeast is no longer as cool as he was. He's still incredibly successful. He literally just released a video with Ronaldo. He's got some street cred. He's got plenty of pull, but he's not untouchable. And I think his style of video just isn't what people are trying to emulate nearly as much now. Now the YouTube game almost feels more up in the air. I think people are really hungry for a new thing, but we haven't found a sort of new YouTube meta yet, so to speak. So yeah, these controversies I think really have just kind of catapulted us into a new YouTube era. It kind of feels like a no man's land right now, which in soon that will be filled in with something.
Yeah, and that's true. I agree with that because we did go through the beastification, right, where all these people doing all these kind of challenge videos, high scale videos, and then it kind of went more towards authenticity with lower editing and kind of just talking to the camera type videos, and now that's ended. I feel like was a kind of a trend that came and went a little bit. Maybe we're still in that phase a little bit.
We're still in it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but I think we're going to climb out of that phase a little bit soon. And the question is, what's next? But as far as being able to scam people and scam your audience and make money off your audience, I think that is definitely coming to an end. And that's what we're here to talk about, is because that part of YouTube has been exposed. Okay. Logan Paul with the crypto stuff exposed. MrBeast now is getting exposed for all kinds of stuff. But I would say the latest is more on the crypto side, kind of like some insider trading stuff that he's admitted to on different podcasts, where, Gary V gave him a call, gave Logan Paul a call, got all these different influencers on a call and told them, buy CryptoPunks, buy CryptoPunks. This is a few years ago before the CryptoPunk NFT became popular. And so they bought them all, and then I think they all sold them all and made a bunch of money. And these kind of scams and stuff are no longer accepted, and they're being called out often. Right. So no one's really getting away with that stuff anymore. So as far as that goes, like, where are we, I guess, in the timeline of running a business on YouTube? How does that different than it was maybe 10 years ago? As far as monetizing, selling a product, coming up with a product, how is that different than it was?
Well, to your point, I think now it's harder to scam people. I think the scams that worked a few years ago don't work now, and obviously that's an illegitimate way to make money on YouTube. So I think the black market of YouTube is not the same as it was a few years ago. Now, I think there's always going to be a new scam, and the thing about the new scam is we don't know about it until after it gets exposed. So there could be a scam going on right now that we're simply unaware of. The crypto pump and dumps, I feel like, have been done. I think people know what they look like now. So yeah, I don't expect YouTubers to be taking advantage of that anytime soon. As far as how YouTube has changed monetization as a whole, and kind of how have these controversies affected monetization on YouTube, I do feel like the legitimate way to make money on YouTube, through AdSense, merch sales, sponsorships, all of that is more or less the same. I think it's really just the sketchy stuff that is different now. I you don't see people making new NFTs now. You don't see people making new crypto coins now, because I think these scams have made even legitimate attempts at launching a new cryptocurrency or NFTs. These scams have made those things uncool. Like, now people look at you like you are trying to create a scam, whether you actually are or not. So in that sense, I think monetization has changed on YouTube. But as a whole, I feel like the gold standard of monetization through creating your own website and selling products, making money through AdSense, getting sponsorships lined up, that's all the same. All of that is probably going to be the same now as it will be in 5 years, if I had to guess.
Yeah, and I do think that we're kind of walking a fine line as creators right now, because it made such big news when MrBeast does something and it doesn't turn out well, like as far as selling a product or something. It makes big news and everyone's like, oh, he's a scammer. And then it's going to start trickling down to like, oh, all people that are selling on YouTube it's a scam, and that's not good for the platform and for the creators at all. So that's the thing that I worry about, because, MrBeast and Logan Paul and KSI teamed up recently to release Lunchlies. I think I'm saying that right? Which is basically just a knockoff of Lunchables, which is a very interesting business move. But, with their scale and kind of their broad audience, maybe it makes a lot of sense business wise. But even those are getting criticized now, because some of them had a little bit of mold on it or something like that. But it's like, as soon as one package has mold, the way the internet works, right, is somebody takes a photo of it, they share it on Twitter, and then it goes viral and everybody knows about it, and it's another scam. Oh, here comes MrBeast again, trying to make more money off of his audience. And so what's your opinion on that? Do you think there ever will be a time that people say, oh, it's a YouTube creator, don't buy it, it's just a scam?
No, I don't think so. I think, at least with the Lunchly thing recently, they made a genuine attempt at selling a product, and we can talk about whether it was a good product. I think Lunchables, in anything remotely close to Lunchables, probably isn't that healthy anyway. They were kind of marketing it as a health food, and, judging by the sodium levels and whatnot, like, I think, is Lunchly a scam? Is it not? I think what it is a cheap product that they are trying to make money off of. Is it good for your health? Probably not. Is it better than Lunchables for your health? Maybe a little bit, if you don't get a moldy package. It's like, I think Lunchly isn't a scam. It's just they needed to fix their process of not having the cheese go moldy. There was clearly a lot of that going on. Hopefully they fixed it by now, but I don't think there will ever be a time when we see creators not able to launch any kind of business or sell anything, because people have lost so much faith in YouTubers. I think with MrBeast, Logan Paul, and KSI teaming up, there was something sort of funny about it, because Logan Paul was having his controversies, MrBeast was having his controversies, and then, like, bam, they come together and start selling some moldy Lunchables. Like, it's it didn't look good, but, like, I'm guessing they've made more money than they've lost. So overall, I think this is going to be a net neutral for creators being able to sell things. I think, yeah, people are maybe more resistant to it now than they were 10 years ago, when, you used to just be able to create a t-shirt or something, and sell the t-shirt, and it would do pretty well. Now you have to really get creative with it. Now you got to make Lunchly, you got to make a drink, you got to get weird with it, I think. And maybe down the line, you're just going to have to get more weird with it and more creative than just making a t-shirt.
Exactly. And that's the next point I wanted to bring up, is that the standards are just increasing all across in every category possible on YouTube. Video production, quality of videos, the standards are way higher now. Viewers want better videos. We're getting close to saying, hey, only Netflix quality type content is going to be able to do well because the standards keep going up. And then also the standards that we hold the creators to for their products are going up. Like you said, we used to be able to just sell a t-shirt, make a bunch of money. Everyone was happy. Now creators are having to get creative and come out with lunchlies. And, Mark Rober has his Crunch Labs, I think is what it's called, where it's like a monthly box that you get with a bunch of engineering kind of type toys where kids can learn different concepts and build things in these little packs. That's a much more challenging product than t-shirts and merch. So the standards are increasing. So if you are a creator, I would just say, hey, you're not going to be able to just drop ship a bunch of products to your audience from China that have no logo and are low quality and take 6 weeks to get to your house. Like, the standards and expectations from your audience are just higher now. If they're going to take out their wallet and buy something, it's got to be good. And that goes for like courses and coaching and stuff like that. That is typically what most people sell, right? Most YouTubers are coming out with some sort of course. And I think even the standards for those things are higher. And just the whole marketing, what we accept now as viewers, how we accept to be marketed to is the standards have increased. We don't want any too salesy type stuff. So what does this mean for YouTube? Do you think YouTube should monitor the products and monitor the creators closely? And if they find creators doing shitty stuff, should YouTube be responsible for prosecuting them? Or on the flip side, should they be defending creators and helping creators monetize their audiences? What side do you stand on?
I think YouTube should be neutral. I don't think YouTube should really care what their creators are selling, unless it's straight up poisonous or absolutely dangerous. But no, I think in general, YouTube, it's not really YouTube's business what they're doing with their platform. It's kind of like saying, if you plan a murder over the phone, like, should AT&T be responsible for the fact that a murder happened? I think the answer is no. I think YouTube at this point is just a system of communication. And yeah, I think they should remain neutral. So if a creator gets in a controversy because of something they're selling is dangerous, then that is just between whoever decides to sue the creator and the creator. That's between the justice system and the creator. And YouTube is kind of just like a neutral party there. Maybe they can help collect evidence or something if it makes sense, but overall, no, I don't think YouTube should really have a place in prosecution. Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it does. I understand why you're saying that and where you're coming from and stuff, because who wants big government stepping in here and taking us down as creators? But this whole crypto scam thing does make me think, like, okay, so you're allowed to just create content that it has a target to scam people out of their money. Like, yeah, you are allowed to do that on the platform. And that's probably wrong. Like, you probably shouldn't be able to use YouTube as a way to scam people. But do I personally want YouTube stepping in and monitoring that kind of stuff and taking channels down? I don't know. I mean, I don't even know the answer, but I do think that the community of viewers is really kind of the judge, right? They're the ones that are canceling people and trying to take people down for doing those things. So maybe that's the answer. Maybe YouTube can step back and it's kind of self-regulated by the viewers. What do you think about that?
I think self-regulation is a good call. Yeah, like I said, I don't think YouTube has any place in prosecuting. It's all about the viewers. It's about the creators, maybe the justice system. But yeah, YouTube is they should just maintain YouTube, in my opinion.
Yeah. So what kind of opportunity do you think this kind of brings up or pops up for smaller creators, knowing that, people are coming after the big creators if they make any kind of misstep? Like, is there any kind of opportunity for us small creators?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think, with some people falling out of love with MrBeast, I think that's just an opportunity, right? Where if you're making videos now, people are, I think, generally less enamored by huge celebrities now. We kind of know that everybody's human, everybody makes mistakes. So they're less, I think, worshipped now than they were before all these MrBeast controversies, you know? So I would say this is just a huge opportunity to make videos if you're a small creator and potentially garner an audience of your own, just because I think parasocial relationships have become more and more revealed to be not what a lot of people thought they were. So why not start following smaller channels and just look at what smaller people are up to? Because the allure of fame has been revealed to be kind of hollow. So yeah, I just think this is a great opportunity for finding your own little niche and attracting a new audience who maybe isn't watching MrBeast anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And I think for the small creators, the lesson to be learned is that you should focus on doing nothing but serving your audience. You know, give them the content that is going to help them reach their goal, that's going to entertain them and that they're going to appreciate. And you have to be very careful on the things you say and the things you do. Gone are the days where you can just be super controversial and there's going to be no downside to being controversial. There's definitely a downside. And when it comes to selling products and creating a brand, it needs to serve your community. Like, it needs to serve your audience. So let's do a quick little kind of like case study type thing, Grant. Let's say you are MrBeast and you are looking to come out with a new product of some sort. What would be like a next good product for MrBeast to come out with that wouldn't stir up all this controversy? He needs something. I mean, I think the lunch leaf was a good move, but it didn't turn out the way he wanted with all the mold or whatever. And like the next move he makes has to be one where there's no controversy, because people are really just looking to pick him apart right now. So any ideas on what like a good move for Mr. Beast would be to recover from all this?
I think just releasing another food product, right? So has Lunchly, he has his Feastables bars. I feel like he's kind of already in the food niche, so like a Go-Gurt type thing. I'm just making things up. I'm not at all qualified to answer this question. However, I think he should really own the food niche. He had MrBeast Burger. Each of these has kind of been marred by their own controversies,
Yeah.
maybe minus Feastables to a certain extent. But I feel like he should just lean in even more into the food stuff. I think it's interesting because it gets people going out to the store. It kind of intertwines him with other American culture, like, I mean, Walmart and Target, if you can call that American culture, sure. Yeah, I just think more food is probably the move. And he might still be working on ironing out Lunchly's stuff for now. But yeah, I just think more food. Maybe some MrBeast popcorn. I don't know. Some cool popcorn flavors.
That's not a
I
bad
might
idea.
buy that.
Yeah.
Some butter Parmesan. I don't know. Yeah, that's the move. Butter Parmesan.
I agree.
Popcorn.
I agree with the whole just stay in that food niche. But something that popped into my head is like, well, we're trying to recover from all this bad controversy. So why not go after the health food market, man? Then at least you are kind of got at least a spin to it, to where you're trying to help people. You're trying to cure obesity in America. You're trying to create a healthier option for the kids that watch your videos. Like, that seems like the move to me, which, could be harder to sell, right? A little bit maybe harder to sell than chocolate. But yeah, I think a whole another side to health food would be a good move for him. What's your thoughts?
I agree. I think he's sort of tried to go into the health food. Like, he tried to market Feastables as like a healthier alternative to normal candy bars. And at first that may have been true. I think at first they had like only a few ingredients, and then now they seem to have more. So he's always kind of been trying to be healthier than the competition. But I think creating an actual health food could be interesting. It's just so hard to mass produce food that's actually healthy is the problem, because it's like, okay, well, if a food is really healthy, you caught a salmon in like a pristine river, and you grew the green beans yourself, and it's like, how do you mass produce that? I think it's possible, but it's hard to do that and be honest. I think like you could market it as a health food, but is it actually healthy? You know what I mean? So I think if he could pull it off, great. that would, I think, get him in the good graces of people of like, oh, MrBeast, he's concerned about our health. He's trying to make the food better. But yeah, I think it'd be easy to take an L on that.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's probably more challenging to do, but to me, it's the right move. Like he's kind of pigeonholed himself in a way to where like no matter what he does now, like it's just gonna get, oh, it's a scam. Oh, it's unhealthy. Oh, there's a piece of mold. Oh, there's this. So it's like he's got to figure out how to dig himself out of this hole. I don't know what it is. He does a lot of philanthropy, but even that's being criticized now. So, I'm sure him and his team have meetings, where they get together and they just try so hard to come up with stuff and to talk out, how do we make this comeback? Because, people are not 100% on his side. They're kind of jumping off that bandwagon right now. So, in order for him to be, sustainable for the next 30 years, he's going to have to make a little bit of a pivot. He's going to have to do something. He did make a reply video to all the controversy, but it was very PR friendly and there was not much apologies or anything like that in there, or even talk about crypto and that kind of stuff. So maybe that's good to break down in another episode. But any final takeaways, Grant, from today's discussion?
Just keep making videos, everybody. The controversies of big creators, they're interesting to talk about. I think they affect YouTube as a whole, but ultimately, just keep making videos. Stay in your lane. Pay attention, but stay in your lane. That's what I say.
And I agree. And I hope you guys got a few takeaways from today's video. If you did, please hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening to the audio version, you can follow us on those platforms as well. And with that said, we will see you guys in the next episode.
Later, everyone.